everyone, welcome to Emmy's Bookshelf. Welcome to an announcement for the Whodunit Readathon Round 2. I had filmed it before and it wasn't really working editing, so we're refilming while I'm on my break at work. So different location. We're going to be hosting the readathon of Whodunit during the month of May. It's going to be a full month. It's going to be the same host as last time, which was last January. So that's Paige from Pages with Paige and Danielle from Bookara and myself. This is based on our TBR games, so it's very much like Clue or Cluedo, and that's kind of where the name comes from. The point is to reveal 3 cards, one weapon, one person, and one room. Now this is the who did it, where, and with what weapon. But in order to do that, you need to reveal cards. So there will be videos on my channel unlisted, so you'll have to go to the documentation to find that video of what you're looking for. But you'll be able to read a book for a character and reveal a character card, or maybe not a character card. You can reveal the cards attached to the first character. For example, I can read Mistborn in the month of May, and I can use the glass as part of the conservatory prompt. So if I read this, then I could reveal the 2 prompts or the 2 cards for that room. They might not be rooms, they might not be characters, might not be weapons. They could be any combination, but they are the people or the things or the rooms that are not the answer. So this is process of elimination. So this could be that. But if you didn't want to read 9 books because you have to do 3 character reveals, 3 room reveals, and 3 weapon reveals, you can triple up. So this can be for purple, Professor Plum, it's gonna be on here. This one also could be for a wrench or a lead pipe because this is a world with metals involved. So lots of options there. This writing is kind of silver. So however you want to play it, you can. Another book I might read could be Unnecessary Evil. I'm reading in April. Sorry, these are the books I have at work with me. This I could use for multiple things. This is a book series set in India. It could be for Colonel Mustard, but it also has birds on the cover, so it could be for Mrs. Peacock. But I can't do both. You have to do 1 character at a time per book, but it does double up or triple up. So there's a building. How do you enter a building? Through the front door. It can be a hall. This could be a library book because it's something I borrowed from my library. Different things like that. Now for characters, I'd probably go with Colonel Mustard, to be honest, if I was doing it that way. But there's also the option to be like, well, there's palm trees there, so that's conservatory as well. You can do however you want, but it cannot be 2 characters or more on 1 thing, or 2 weapons or more on 1 book, if you get my meaning. So you can read that one, and then you don't have to read all adult books either. You can read kids' books. I'm like, come on, this is great. Who has ever read Richard Scarry? And it's so good. Anyways, there's a book there that could be for the library. There's an apple card that could be for the kitchen. There's a green hat, could be for Mr. Green. This could be a childhood memory. Different things that you can attach to different ways of doing it. There's like a shoelace there that you could use for the rope. So many options. You can read a kid book too. So basically, it's very, make it your own. It doesn't have to be mysteries, doesn't have to be thrillers. It can be fantasy, it can be kids books, it could be cookbooks, it could be romance, whatever you want to read. We do have a Discord that you can post what you would like to be reading and what you're interested in. We also have a Google documentation that has like, it has like all of our ideas for prompts, basically helping you out because you're doing the prompts based off of the rooms, the people, and the weapons. So basically, it's up to you how you interpret them. But we do get some suggestions in a Google Doc. We also have a Google Doc with explaining everything, along with a link to our Google sign-up sheet. If you wanna sign up and let us know what you're reading for what prompts or what reveals. I will have the reveals, like I said, on my channel, so you'll have to check that out through the Google Doc. But it should be pretty simple. I also made a Storygraph challenge that you can log your books under and see how many you can read and how many prompts you can take off. Because this is based on our TBR games, we have a lot of different techniques going on in here, which I think makes it fun and creative and simple all at the same time. So you can read a minimum of 3 books for this, but depending on what your characters are, you might not have to read all that. So every character has an ability, like in Danielle's game. And last year we did it this way with all of them having these abilities, and it was so much fun. So Colonel Mustard reveals a character. It's like he's doing a background check or something. He can reveal one character card, 2 cards, no matter what. It could be like the billiards room and the ballroom, for all you know. It doesn't matter. It's just a character card reveal. Professor Plum reveals a room. So he basically is scouring the manor, finding out where is what, and he can reveal 1 room card to you. Next is Mrs. White. She reveals a weapon, because she just knows where all the weapons are in the house. Obviously, she's the housekeeper. Another side note though with Mrs. White is you can play with a Dr. Orchid prompts as well. So if there's a flower on the cover, you can do that, or a medical book, you can do that instead of having a Mrs. White prompt for a character reveal. The other 3 characters are a little more interesting. So Mrs. Peacock is a master of time. So for Mrs. Peacock, you need to roll a dice, preferably on camera, because you do need to declare your character in advance if you are going to be using any of these special abilities. So with Mrs. Peacock, you get to roll a dice, a 6-sided one, and however many is on top is how many days you get to start early. So if it's 1, you get to start 1 day early. If it's 6, you get to start 6 days early for the month of May. It is wonderful. The next thing is Mr. Green. Now, Mr. Green is a risk taker. So what you can do for Mr. Green is you can flip a coin. Heads means you only have to read 2 books, because 1 room, 1 weapon, and 1 character are instantly available to you to be revealed. However, if you get tails, you have to read a minimum of 6 books to complete the readathon. The last character is Miss Scarlet, and Miss Scarlet allows you the ability to get out of the wheel. Now, after you have read all of your books and you have figured out what your guess is, you have to do a wheel prompt to figure out what, before you can announce your decision, essentially, in the Google Doc. So, or the Google link. Anyways. What you can do is you can do like an activity one, which might be go for a walk. It could be watch YouTube videos. It could be self-care, whatever you want. Or it could be a bookish one where you can do a booktuber's TBR game and steal a book from their TBR. You could discover new booktubers. You could read from a certain genre. You can adapt the wheels, but they are definitely going to be fun to see what you pick. But Miss Scarlet doesn't have to do that. She just gets out of that scot-free. And that's it. That's all the information that you need to know. Please let me know in the comments if you'll be joining us and what you'll be potentially reading for this. If you have any questions, leave a comment. We can definitely help you out with that. I think this readathon is more complicated than it sounds complicated, but it's more simple than you'd think. And I think we had a lot of fun last year. So please join us and see what you can read. If you have other reading plans, they definitely can fit, because you can make any book fit for any prompt. Believe me, I have done it. As long as it fits in your head, it counts. It doesn't matter. It's very simple. So I will be trying to figure out my TBR closer to May, and I'll let you know in my TBR video. I'll probably just do a TBR video centered around this, but it should be a fun time. I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to give this video a thumbs up on your way out and subscribe if you're new here, I would really appreciate that. Also, go check out Danielle and Paige. They are great. They are fantastic people and fantastic booktubers. I will see you next time. Bye for now.
In a house that I don't know,